What's up, guys? Good to see you and welcome to the keto bulk. I never thought I would say this, but I am going to attempt to bulk on the ketogenic diet. Now, really, my ultimate goal is to increase my lean body mass while simultaneously keeping my body fat percentage low. Traditionally, when you hear the word bulk, that means people are trying to gain weight. They gain muscle, but they also gain fat. I'm going to attempt a lean bulk, meaning I'm going to try and put on as much muscle mass as possible while keeping my body fat in check. So to start off, I want to explain why I decided to do this crazy experiment in the first place. Besides the fact that one of the #1 questions I get from you guys is, can you bulk on the ketogenic diet, aka can you build muscle on the ketogenic diet? Secondly, over the past few months, my weight has dipped down far below where I feel comfortable. I feel like I'm at an unhealthy weight. Now, the ketogenic diet is by far the best strategy when it comes to losing fat, but for me, it's come to a point to where I've lost too much weight and I really want to try and focus on building more muscle. I've really picked up my intensity in the gym, but I've noticed that my appetite is still non-existent and I feel like it's going to hold me back from making the gains that I want. So currently I stepped on the scale this morning at 144.6. That is the lowest I've weighed in a very, very long time. I do quickly want to say this. I know that I've shared my weight with people on Instagram and mines were blown. That is one reason why the scale is a liar, okay? It's all about how you look in the mirror, how other people see you. I guarantee nobody would have guessed that I weighed 144 pounds, but I would really, really like my weight to get back to where it was before I started the ketogenic diet, which is 155 pounds. So if I can get myself to 155 pounds without gaining a bunch of fat, I'm gonna be good and this will be a success. So I went this morning and got my very first ever InBODY test. This test seems to be more and more popular. A lot of people are getting this test done. When I did the 4,000 calorie challenge, I did a bod pod test. I'm not sure which is more accurate, the InBODY or the bod pod, but this is just what I had that was convenient. So this is what I'm gonna be using to track and measure my results throughout this keto bulk. So let's take a look at the results. So it looks like the InBODY test is not far off from the scale I have at my house. My current weight is 144.8. We'll consider that the official weight, 144.8. It says my skeletal muscle mass is 80 pounds and my body fat mass is 6.1 pounds. Something that jumped out at me when I first saw this test, and I have a feeling anybody that gets these kind of tests, the #1 thing they're looking for is what is my body fat percentage. Now, when I did the 21-day 4,000 calorie challenge a year ago, I was at a pretty scary low body fat percentage in my opinion. I was at 5.0. Well, looks like we beat that. I'm at 4.3% body fat. Now, a lot of people might think that's not healthy, and I'm not gonna argue against that. 4.3 body fat percentage is extremely low. That is about what people's body fat percentage is when they step on stage for competitions. I don't want that to get too high, but I definitely have some room here. I think by the end of this, like I said, if I stay between around 6-7% body fat, I'll still look very lean. Hopefully I've added some muscle. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens to my body fat percentage over the course of this keto bulk. So the other very interesting metric that I'm going to be following closely is my lean body mass. Like I said, I want to increase my lean body mass while keeping my body fat percentage as low as possible. It says here my lean body mass is 138 pounds and 7 ounces. Okay, so essentially lean body mass is the total weight of everything except your fat. So that's muscle, water, bone, skin, and your organs. So I'm gonna be doing an InBODY test every single week to keep track of my progress. Also, the gym that I got this done at has a specialist that can kind of help me break down a lot of this stuff, make a little more sense out of it. Unfortunately, he was not there today, but when I go again in a week, he will be there, so we'll get some more insight into these numbers. Okay, let's talk about my strategy. Obviously, I'm gonna be doing this on a ketogenic diet. For the first few weeks, I'm gonna try and stick to the regular ketogenic diet macro percentages, which is 75% fat, 20% protein, and 5% carbs. I'm gonna do my best to come as close to that percentage as possible every single day. If, however, I'm not making progress after a few weeks, I will increase the protein to test that hypothesis out and see if that helps me gain muscle. I will most likely put my protein to 25%, drop my fat to 70, and keep carbs the same. I'm really gonna try to stay below 50 grams total carbs throughout this entire bulk. As a last ditch effort, I might increase that to like 60 or 70 grams just to see what happens. Hopefully it does not have to come to that. Now the question everybody wants to know, will I be tracking calories? Because anytime somebody says I'm gonna bulk or I'm gonna cut, it always goes into either a calorie surplus or a calorie deficit. Now, for those of you who have been following me for a long time know that I do not buy into that shit. Whether it's true or not, it's not practical and it's not measurable, and to me, it's irrelevant until you can tell me how many calories you burn every single day. I remember when I did the 4,000 calorie challenge and skeptics came out and said, oh, well, maybe you weren't in a caloric surplus. The truth is, I really had no idea then, and I don't really have any idea now. The amount of calories that my body burns every single day depends on so many different factors. My workout, my daily activity, my sleep. It simply is not possible to track calorie expenditure. So therefore, how do I know if I'm in a caloric surplus or a deficit? Right? It simply doesn't make sense. I'm not going to bother with it. What I am going to focus on is eating as much as I can. This is not going to be another 4,000 calorie challenge where I'm really setting a calorie goal and trying my hardest, force feeding myself to get there. I'm just going to consciously focus on getting more food more frequently. That will mean going against my instincts, which I do not suggest anybody do. So there might be times where I don't feel hungry, but I force myself to eat, like post-workout. A lot of times post-workout, I don't eat a meal for an hour or two. I'm going to try and get my meal in a little bit quicker to see if that has any effect. So overall, I'm gonna try and be an eating machine, and I'm gonna really continue to push hard in the gym, because the harder I work out, the more calories I'm gonna take in, the more muscle I gain, and the happier I'll be. So I do have a few concerns, and I have to admit that I'm not 100% confident that I'll be able to get myself to 155 pounds, mainly because I have done a 4,000 calorie 21-day challenge and I lost 2 pounds. But for those of you who followed that little social experiment know that I attribute that to the fact that I kept protein down to about 10, at the most 15%. So I'm really gonna hope that by taking my protein to 20 and perhaps 25%, that will help me make some gains. The other thing I'm concerned about that hurts so much to say is I am 36 years old. I am past my prime when it comes to building muscle. Had I been doing this when I was 24, 25 years old, I guarantee it would have been a lot easier. But age is just a number, and I'm not gonna let that discourage me. So there are a few things that I'm going to track and measure on a daily basis and share with you guys. Number one is my weight, which means I'm gonna have to step on the scale every single day when I wake up in the morning. I absolutely hate the scale. All of you who have followed me for a while know how much I despise the scale. Long story short, it is an absolute liar. Like I said, do I look like I weigh 144 pounds? No, I don't think so. There is so much more that goes into that number on the scale, but nonetheless, I'm going to be tracking every day and I will share that with you. Obviously, I'm going to be showing you all the food that I eat, and I will be sharing my pie chart, my macro percentages, to show you how close I come to my goal ratio for the day. Like I said, I am not setting a calorie goal. I'm just going to eat. But I will be tracking calories, and reluctantly I will share how many calories I eat every single day. I actually do think it's going to be interesting to see if my caloric intake goes up as a result of more intense training. So I'm actually kind of anxious and excited to see the range of calories. For example, on rest days, is it going to be harder for me to take in more calories? On leg day, am I going to jump up in calories? So it will be interesting to see, and I will share. And finally, I will be doing blood ketone tests because one of the other questions I have is, as I increase protein, will I be able to stay in ketosis? So I will be sharing those numbers with you when I test. Also, every single week, I'm going to do an InBODY test to see measurable progress, and I'm going to be doing a physique check, all right? A progress picture. So I will be sharing a physique update with you guys weekly just to see how my physical appearance is changing. Let's talk about supplements really fast. I'm going to give you a quick overview of the supplements that I'm going to be taking starting off the keto bulk. I am not going to go into detail about every single one of these supplements, but I will follow up in future videos and explain why I'm taking these supplements. First, and I think most important, is leucine. We have here C8, aka caprylic acid. It's a medium chain triglyceride. This is MCT C8 oil, and these are C8 capsules. Acetyl L-carnitine, omega-3, vitamin D3, ginkgo biloba. I'm not really sure if this stuff works, but it's supposed to help with circulation. Vitamin E. This is called PQQ10. I went to the vitamin store and talked to some uber smart guy. He convinced me to try taking these. Essentially, it helps support new mitochondria. It also has some cognitive benefits. I just started taking this. I will update you on whether or not I feel it's effective in a few weeks. We have a super B complex, HMB, which is by far, in my opinion, the most underrated supplement on the market right now. We've got pre-workout, and finally, creatine. So those are the supplements that I am going to be taking along my journey. If anybody has any good suggestions of supplements that you think would help me on this journey, please leave them in the comments section below. So wish me luck, guys. I'm very, very excited for this. I feel like it's another one of those experiments that I'm going to undertake, and no matter how difficult it's going to be, I will prevail and I will make progress. I will find out more about myself. Hopefully, I can share a lot of knowledgeable information with all of you. I'm telling you, I know a lot of you are excited about this because you want to be able to build muscle, aka bulk, and I've never really had an answer for you guys. I've always just said, no, it's not possible. But deep down inside, I've said to myself, but is it possible? Because I've never tried it before. And the only way to find out for sure if it's possible is to do it. So I encourage all of you guys who are in a bulking mentality, you want to build muscle, follow along with me. When you share your experience, please use the hashtag KetoBulk so that I can learn some stuff from you guys as well. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section below about this series, what your concerns are, whether you think it's possible or not, what you think the outcome is going to be. I'm always excited to see and hear your feedback, guys. So listen, I'm actually going to turn the camera off now, continue on my day. I'm going to hit the gym. I'm going to get some food, probably going to eat a ribeye, but I'm not taking you with me because it's going to be a very chaotic day because I am getting on an airplane to go visit Goody Beats in Austin. Where are my Austin people at, baby? I'm super excited to see you. We're going to be doing a quick little keto meetup. Goody is going to put all that stuff together, so watch out on Instagram, mine and his account, for the announcement, the meetup details. I cannot wait to visit Austin. It's going to be absolutely epic. What a great way to launch the keto bulk than down in Texas where everything's bigger, baby. Oh, I'm so excited, guys. This is going to be a lot of fun. As always, guys, I appreciate your support. It feels good to be back. Remember, the secret to happiness is progress, and I just love you guys so much. This is going to be awesome. So keep up the good work, guys. See you soon, and much love.